those comments are coming from a place of fear. Now they're afraid that time has run out. They know the government is extremely unpopular. They can't see anything in the horizon that they can do to reverse the fortunes of the government in 2027. They are speaking from a place of fear. It is only an animal that is afraid, that wants to attack people and threaten people, and it's showing its teeth, our claws. Oh, so we will do this, we will bring back 24 years. In which country? This is not 1980. This is not 1980. Ukianguka kura, unaanguka tu kura, unaenda nyumbani. Hakuna mahali utakatalia. Unakatalia wapi? This is not 2007, my friend. This is not 2007 where somebody can actually lose elections and impose themselves on the people. Ukianguka kura nyumbani. So mtu asitutishe hapa ati you will go and reinvent the 24-year presidency. There's nothing like that. The thing that guarantees re-election, as I have said, is you deliver on your promises, make the lives of Kenyans better. You will not have to fight with anybody. They will put you back in office. But for as long as you continue with the way in which you are continuing, talking to people the way you want, insulting the public, threatening the public, a public that is very well informed on its rights, threatening to violate the constitution, ignoring constitutional principles, this year, in fact, if I had spoken in Bungoma, I would advise the president, forget about roads, forget about railways. We need the software of this country to be reinstalled. That is the problem. It won't matter if you are telling us you are making us good roads so that our parents can zoom on those roads between police stations looking for their children and going to mortuaries. Then we don't need those roads. If the roads are for us to travel freely as we look amongst bodies in mortuaries to look for our young ones, our loved ones, we don't need those roads. What we need is, can you guarantee us the values in Article 10 will be respected by the government? Can you guarantee that the life of Kenyans will not be interfered with the way it is being interfered with? There are loved ones who spend Christmas without their kids. There are families that spend Christmas without their kids. So even if you tell that person that you have dualized Malaba to Mombasa, what are you telling that person? So that they can go and fetch their children from the quarries and the rivers. We don't want that. We want you to work on the software of the country. ODM is a democracy and everybody has their own vote. If, for instance, CS for Energy wants to commit his vote for 2027 to William Ruto, it is his democratic right. Those people do not speak for the party, because in matters of coalition building, the person who tells us where we are going is the party leader. And the party leader has not told us anything. In fact, he has dissuaded them in my presence from making those sycophantic statements, because it is not in their place to speak either for ODM or for their respective communities, because that is not their mandate. So it is okay for you to speak. ODM will respect the views of every member, but also remember that if you have views, you should also respect the fact that Sifuna has also his own views. I can speak authoritatively for myself, the way I'm seeing things, the way, the sort of feedback that I'm getting, not only here in Nairobi, but across the country, because I lead a party that has networks across the country. I cannot see where William Ruto gets the vote to be re-elected in 2020. I think they know that Baba wants to be the chairperson of AUC, and that you have to have the support of the state from which you originate. And that's it. So it is important for people to distinguish, because ODM is a bold party. Raila Odinga is a very bold leader. If he wanted to make an association with anyone, he would not be afraid or hide like it's an illicit affair. He would pronounce himself, you know, Mzee, all these years. He is a very bold politician. He can make difficult decisions and announce them and make them public. This one where it is appearing like there is something clandestine, that's not Baba's style. Baba does not do clandestine arrangements. He makes it public and known that these are my friends, these are the people we are going to work with. And he has not done or said anything to that effect. I think that is a very unfair accusation, because if you remember correctly, what Kenyans usually do is to obfuscate the time between the time when these protests ended and the time when the government, some members were donated to the government. It cannot be that ODM took advantage of those protests. By the time those nominations were being announced, the Gen Z protests had come to an end. So it is not to take advantage of anything. And number two, one of the things that I really want Kenyans to understand is that this country belongs to all of us. Even you, if you start something that is going to have a consequence on the country, we also have a responsibility to hear from you on what the plan is. You understand? And from my discussions with Baba, he has explained very clearly that as a foremost Democrat, he would not want there to be a regime change other than through the ballot. That's what he said. The uncertainty of kicking out Ruto then was so grave that nobody knew what was going to happen. And he has given and cited examples of other countries and what happened after popular revolt, like Sudan, for instance. Up to today, Sudan is still in war. You know what happened in Egypt as well. There was no guaranteeing that if the country, say, was to fall in the hands of the military, that they would be, amenable to give back the country to civil rule or civil leaders. So it is a decision that was taken, a very difficult decision, to apply a patch in order to sustain the democracy of this country